Hey, what is going on, you guys? AK40 Kevin here in the gamer heaven, and as you see behind me, I have a couple of boxes. Now, these are to streamline my setup in here. This is not a very big room. This is what I use as my YouTube studio / game room where I Twitch stream and stuff. And as for lighting, I have these two large 36-inch Schaff boxes, and they do a great job of illuminating the room. However, they're really large. They do break down easily for storage and transportation, but I have them set up 24/7, so if creativity strikes and I want to do a video, I can instantly tell my assistant over there, Shmeshmexa, good, she didn't listen, to turn them on. I have them set up with smart plugs and everything. I'll have a separate video on all my smart home integration in this room. But they're very big and they do a good job of lighting. However, I found a better lighting solution. These are virtually identical to the Elgato line of the Key Light and the Key Light Air, which eventually I will be transitioning over to, but they're very expensive and they're very hard to get a hold of right now because due to the pandemic, everyone is wanting to stream and create YouTube channels and stuff, which is great, but y'all buying up all the Elgatos, and now there's a dealer markup on like Best Buy and everywhere else that you actually can find them. The Elgato Air retails for about $130, and the Elgato Key Light full size is $200. These were $200, and they come with two of them, as well as the stands that are needed for them. And if I don't like them, I can always just return them to Amazon, get my money back, and then get myself an Elgato Key Light and Key Light Air. But they're going to take over the job of these two large soft boxes, and then that bad boy there, which is, it's a big one, is going to take over this clip played right here. Huge green screen that I bought, which has two metal stands and a big metal post, and then you need clips, and then it's just, it takes up like this entire wall right here. And I want to keep my backdrop open because, you know, I love my backdrop. It's got a lot of really cool collectibles and my custom controllers and stuff like that. So I want that available, but then I want to be able to pull down a green screen when I want to do like a really trippy green screen scene, or I just want a green screen background to make my background transparent for my Twitch stream or something like that. So I decided to go with a roof solution for the green screen, which seems to be a better material. It's a canvas material, not like so much a hard mesh like my other green screen that I have. So hopefully that'll do a better job of actually chroma keying out a lime green color, which I will have a tutorial on how to do that in Adobe Premiere Pro 2019, which is the editing software that I use. I rate it 10 out of 10. I recommend it to everyone that wants to do video editing for YouTube or Twitch or anything like that. So let's go ahead and get these lights unboxed so we can break down these softbox lights and make sure that these are actually going to be a good substitute for them. If they are, these are about to get returned. And then my green screen stand, which is just super bulky and takes about 20 minutes to set up and take down. As with this, once it's mounted, I can pull the projector style screen up and down whenever I want. This one isn't automated, so you got to use a little elbow grease to reach up and pull it down. I'm not balling like that just yet, but I would eventually like to have one that is remote controlled where I can just drop it down, or even have it integrated with some smart home stuff where I can control it from my voice assistant, Shmeshmexa, or even have it, you know, maybe keyed up with my Elgato Stream Deck or something like that. So enough jaw jacking. That's a long ass intro. You probably were hoping the video's over. That's just the intro. Alrighty guys, over here at the Stormtrooper desktop, if you're new to the channel, this is where we do our unboxings, and if you do like videos like this, tutorials for lighting, audio setup, how to get set up on Twitch and YouTube with editing, as well as tech reviews like controllers, computer peripherals like keyboards and headsets, consider subscribing. About 85% of the people that watch and like my videos are not subscribers, so if you do enjoy this content, please show a little bit of support for the channel and tallywhack that subscriber button and mollywop that notification bell as well. So, unboxing these bad boys here. The brand is called Dazny, with a big D. And Dazny, I hadn't really heard of them before, but they have really good reviews on Amazon because they are a direct competitor to Elgato. But because they are not name brand, you're not really paying name brand prices. So in these white boxes here, you have your power brick, kind of large, but again, these are very, very bright. I'll get you the exact lumen count on screen right here. So obviously they do need a large power brick in order to power them. So these are the actual light units themselves. It does look like a slightly more glossy reflective surface than the key lights, which is kind of a flat matte screen, which I think would give you a little bit warmer light without having much reflection. I think this might create a little bit of a bright, aggressive, less passive lighting, but you know, for this purpose, I think it will work good. It's also a very large panel, so it should give nice, even ambient light. So in these little boxes here, I am sweating like crazy. Can't turn on the fan because it'll mess up the audio quality. These are clamps here, so this can actually clamp onto your desk, which I think is really cool. The Key Light does that. The Key Light Air is on a stand, but the Elgato Key Light does mount to your desk, which I think is really cool because it'll be able to get up and out of the way of my walking space a little bit. I am going to have one on a stand that I can move around the room to use as a fill light or a hair light or background light. I just did a video on 3-point lighting and how to set that up in a small room like this, so check that out as well. Video in the description down below. Wow, so this gets extremely bright, and you can also adjust the color temperature via the remote or from the controls on the back there, which is really awesome. You don't have a whole lot of height adjustment if this is going to be on your desk. You only have about 8 to 10 inches of adjustment, so keep that in mind. And they do need to be mounted to a desk. They do not come with any kind of a stand for the floor or any wall mounts or anything like that. But as far as, you know, if you are going to mount this to a desk, which I'm assuming if you're a streamer or something like that, then that's something you might want to do. And being able to get 2 lights for $200 with a remote is kind of a good value, considering that one Elgato Key Light, which is very similar to this, is $200, or a Key Light Air is $130, and you kind of need 2 of them to get the same level of lighting. So overall, this thing gets stupid bright. Turn on the softbox again. And the other one. Bam. So inside the remote box here, you have the actual remote, which has a little, I guess Wii controller style wrist rest. Also has a fingerprint sticker on the screen. One of these little dry packs. Make sure you throw these out. Kids and dogs eat them sometimes and they die or they get really sick. So throw those away properly. You also have a battery for it. It's not an extra or anything like that. You actually have to install this battery, which is on the bottom here, like that. Opens up, little plus indicator right there. All right, roars to life. You get that nice blue backlighting on there, which is really cool. Awesome, and it shows you your color temperature, which is at 5400 Kelvin. Oh, that is awesome. So it's got like an old school iPod rotation wheel that turns it up and down. You can also turn it on and off with the power button. Also jump to different brightness modes by 25% using that little button there. And then obviously if you want specific lighting, and it shows you exactly what percentage you're at too. And as you see, I'm holding the controller, kind of vertically. I'm not aiming right at it, so that's good. It has really good reception with it. Also, you see a battery indicator in the top right corner there. So by default, you're adjusting brightness, then you press down on the scroll wheel in the middle and you adjust the Kelvin, which is the different temperature. So obviously the higher Kelvin is a very bright white cool temp, and then lower Kelvin is more of a beige, rich, warm tone, which is actually better for recording human being faces because it naturally gives softer tones to like the bags in the eyes, the hair, stuff like that. Gives you more of an ambient, gives you more of a natural sunlight ambient look than really aggressive white lights, kind of like what these soft boxes are giving right now. All right, so this is now completely illuminated with just the 2 panels here, and let's go ahead and adjust them a little bit. So you can either adjust them independently or link them together and then either change the color temperature or the brightness or turn them both off linked up, which is pretty cool. All right, so this is with the lights at their warmest Kelvin setting, which is 3000 Kelvin. Let's go ahead and put that one at 8000, and that one at 8000. Woo! Alright, this is at their highest Kelvin or coolest temperature, so it's more of a blue bright light. Let's just leave that one at a warm temperature, so 3000 Kelvin. That one's at 8000 Kelvin. Cool. So you can pair lights together in 6 different groups, which can be controlled with the group button down here in the bottom right hand corner. You can also set up 48 different channels, so if you want 48 different lights, I don't know why you would need that many, but if you want to, you can. You can control them individually or control them together by setting up 48 different lights on different channels using the channel button and the slider. They're both on channel 1 right now. You can also create, link up multiple cameras in 6 different groups, A through F, and then you'll be able to adjust them like that. And all in all, I gotta say this is a pretty cool solution. So what I don't like about these lights, let me flip you guys around so you guys can see the lights. So that one's on cool, 8,000 Kelvin. That one's on warm, color temperature of 3,000 Kelvin. They're both at 100% right now. And here's what I do like about the lights. So that's a cool little feature. When you turn them off, they just cut off completely, but when you turn them on, they gently fade in. I think that's kind of a nice touch. But here's what I do like about the lights. They're very, very bright, and the adjustment in the color temperature goes very, very cool to very, very warm. So you can adjust for different types of cameras. If you have like a webcam or like a DSLR or mirrorless or an action cam or your phone or whatever, all cameras have different levels of contrast and exposure and shutter speed and stuff like that. You can adjust the color temperature and the brightness to get the perfect shot for you, which looks really awesome. I do also think the build quality is really sturdy on these. I do like the size of them. I think they're compact enough to fit on your desk without taking up too much space and being easy to move around. I do like the fact that they can run on internal battery power if you want to take them on a photo shoot outside to illuminate a space. But if you're indoors, you can just keep them running on continuous power. I do like the functionality of the remote. I think it has a lot of features, being able to link them up to multiple channels. I think the screen's good enough. It's, you know, high resolution, good font. It doesn't need to be color or touchscreen or anything like that. It's very simple. And I think these are a really good solution and a very good alternative to the Elgato Key Light, which is $200 for one of them. This is $200 for 2. So you're getting a lot more light. And these are a lot more versatile. I could set these up as this one as a key light, and this one as a fill light, or this one as a fill light, and this one as a hair light or a backlight, depending on if I'm doing photography, videography, whatever. Then I also have my halo light right there. So, you know, between the 3 of them, I obviously have a 3-point lighting setup, which, as I've covered in my video, is like photography 101. It's how you want to illuminate your shots and whatnot. All right, so that's just back with the softbox lights. Turn the halo off. I have so many lights in here right now. I've got 2 softboxes, a 12-inch halo light, then these 2, then I have a halo light on my webcam. I have a lot of lighting in this little room right here, this little YouTube studio, so not to flex or anything, as the kids say, but damn, I have a lot of lights. These are about to get returned, though, the 2 softboxes, because I don't need them anymore. I feel like these, they stay a lot cooler, and I already get really hot and sweaty in this room, and they produce just as much, if not more, light than these. Granted, these are bigger, so it gives a more wide cascade of light, but I'll make do with these. I can also always put some kind of a, you know, softbox balloon around them that'll reflect even more light, but I'm probably not going to do that. As for the green screen over here, this is probably going to be a separate video because that's going to be pretty extensive, mounting that, and then also I want to do a walkthrough of how to chroma key or blend in your background on Adobe Premiere Pro. So that's going to be one video there, is just how to mount a sliding green screen. I'll have the link to that. And then how to set it up in Adobe Pro, and I'll give you an example. I'll do like a cool scene where I'm running through the forest with like a gun or something like that, and it looks like I'm in a battlefield or something, so I can make a trailer for my Twitch. And I will do that on, you know, recording my screen so you guys can see step by step how to set up a green screen so you can chroma screen your background. Morning guys, Kevin here. So I've had the Dazzne lights for about almost a month now, and I've been using them daily for my YouTube and Twitch, and I have some pretty strong opinions about them now after having used them for a while. So first of all, I will say this remote pisses me off, and I'll tell you why. The remote itself is fine. It doesn't automatically turn itself off after you haven't been using it for a while, and just by pressing the power button, that doesn't turn the remote off or anything like that. You have to remember, once you turn your lights off, then to hold this down, and it turns it off, which wouldn't be a huge deal, but if you leave it on, you know, it's not being used or anything like that, the next day your battery's going to be completely empty, and this takes CR 2038s, which are, or 32s I believe it is, which is like watch style batteries, little circular ones like this, and you know, that's not really a common battery that most people have just sitting around their house like AAA or AA, so between the fact that you have to remember to press the power button, then hold it down, and if you don't, your battery's dead, and you have to have a 2038 or 2032, I think the number is, laying around your house. I mean, that's incredibly frustrating. And then if it's dead, it's dead. I mean, you're going to have to get up and turn on each one of your lights separately. Another thing that I don't really like is that, You know, Dazny does have different kits or packages available that have different stands. They have ones where they stand up on the floor. They have ones like this that are meant for the desk or whatever. I just wish that they offered, you know, both. I understand they got to keep the cost of manufacturing down. They're probably not going to give you multiple stands and mounts, but, you know, for me personally, I like to have one light standing that I can move around the room as a fill light, and then my key light would probably be mounted to the desk like this. So if they could just offer maybe that package where it has one desk and one standing mount, I think that'd be a great option. As for the panels themselves, though, I will say very good, very, very, very good. They're very bright. They have a very good wide spectrum from cool to warm, so you can color match with your the lens and settings inside of your camera, which is really cool. Also, some webcams are really finicky about what natural colors they pick up on the spectrum, so you can kind of fine tune with the settings between your webcam and your lights. The build quality feels okay. They're all plastic. They don't have a semi-aluminum body like the Elgato Key Light and Key Light Air. They are all plastic, so if you did drop these or something, I feel like the shroud or the case for it would completely disintegrate. But other than that, I mean, the stands are very durable because they're all metal, but the lights themselves seem like they could use a little bit of work. I also really do like the fact that you can run these directly off of battery power, which is pretty cool. Come on over here, guys. So I really do like the fact that you can run these off of battery power. That does not include the 2 batteries that you need, and I'm sure those are probably pretty expensive too, but if you want to take these out and about on a photo shoot or something like that, you can switch it over to battery power, have your 2 batteries in there, and it'll run like that, which is really cool. I do think the controls on the light itself are pretty intuitive. I did have some issues getting lights to group up. I mean, I only have 2 lights here, and I tried to group them up, and then for some reason one of the lights defaulted itself to group D, which I never selected, and it was kind of a beast to get it back into group A so I could control them simultaneously. So that was kind of weird that it kind of defaulted itself. I don't know if I had a power outage or something where you know, nothing else lost power, but I guess just that one light, and then it like defaulted itself back to its its original group, so that was kind of stupid. But all in all, I have to say they're a pretty solid option because, you know, one Elgato key light's $200, and you can get 2 of these for $200. Key Light Air is about $130 when you can find them. They're pretty hard to come by right now with COVID. Everyone's trying to stream and make YouTube videos. That's about $130 MSRP. I know one of the licensed resellers or dealers is Best Buy. I think there's a couple available on their website, and they don't have any markups on them or anything like that. Amazon doesn't sell them. There's a couple of third-party sellers on Amazon that are selling them for about $180, $200, so a nice little upcharge there. I mean, all in all, I gotta say, for the price, they are a very solid option for a good desk lighting setup, but I do want to get the Key Light and the Key Light Air in here in the near future so I can get a direct comparison between, you know, the name brand that everyone knows and love, and then kind of a new coming you know, Chinese manufacturer to the market. So yeah, if you do have $200 and you want to check these lights out, I will have a link to this in the description below, as well as some of the other packages that have different stands, different amounts of lights. They have kits that come up with like 4 to 6 lights if you have a huge YouTube studio where you need lots of lights and whatnot. For me, a good 3 light setup is all I need. I have these 2 lights here, then I have the halo ring, which is the only thing illuminating me right now, and I have my ceiling fan on. I also have 2 soft boxes and then a halo ring built into my webcam. That's pretty much just for when I'm zooming or Skyping or gaming. Yeah, I think that's going to do it, guys. Links in the description below. And if you enjoyed this content, please drop a like, subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.